Up next on Inspiring Beauty and Believers.
Her until I could get outside of myself to believe him for what it was that he was trying to do in my life so that he could allow me to work with him to be a blessing to somebody else. Hi, Facebook. How's everybody doing today, this Saturday? I just want to get on and share something that was on my heart. I was driving today and I was thinking about how God has been such a blessing in my life and how even the car that I was driving was a blessing. So, share a story with you. A couple years ago, it was actually in 2013. Hey, Daryl. It was in 2013. I received the word from a friend of mine who said God wanted to bless me with a new car. And I was like, okay. And I didn't think a thing about it. I take that back. I did think about it. I thought about, how am I going to get a new car? My credit is not good. I don't have a down payment. I had all of these issues with why I was not going to be able to do this thing. And so I struggled with getting my mind over the fact that God wanted to bless me with a car because I was trying to figure out how to do it on my own. So fast forward 2 years, and almost every time I saw my friend, he would say, hey, so where's your new car? And I would get so frustrated because I'm like, I don't know where my new car is. You said God wanted to bless me with a car, and you know how we received this word from God, and then we're like, well, God's going to make it happen, but we're not really believing for it to happen because we're trying to figure out how to do it on our own. Yeah, so that's where I was in that situation. So he would see me, and he would say, where's your new car? God said he's going to bless you with a car, and I'd be like, I don't know where it's at. I don't know what's going on, because I was trying to figure it out on my own. So again, fast forward 2 years, in 2015, I finally was like, you know what? I'm just going to believe God for what he said he was going to do in my life. And the moment I decided that, it was not even like a week had passed, and I was at a location. I think I was at Walmart, and I ran into this guy, and he had a dealership shirt on. And the Lord told me, go ask him for this specific car, like the year, make, model, everything that I wanted. Ask him, does he have that car? And he said, no, I don't have that car, but is there anything else that you want? Maybe you come down and stuff. And I was like, no, it's okay. Because I was thinking, okay, maybe I just missed it. I don't know. But anyway, I asked him, and he was like, well, give me your number, and if I can find this car, if you know, and when I get back to the dealership, I can see what I can find for you. So I gave him the number, and I went about my business. That was on a Saturday. Come that Monday, I get a call from him, and somebody had just traded in the same exact car that I wanted. The same year, make, model, color, everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, God, that is so crazy. Okay, so when Jasmine, I just hit ignore on you because I'm on live. But I went down there, I got the car, I got it for the price that I wanted. I didn't have to put any money down. I didn't have any issues with my credit. All the stuff that I was worried about happening was not an issue, because God just opened the doors of favor for me. Now, this is where I get to the part where I was talking about, how are you hindering somebody else's blessing? Well, after I got my new car, the Lord told me the car that I had, that he told me not to trade in, he told me to make sure everything was up to date on that car, make sure, you know, the tires were good, get everything checked out, make sure there was no issues with the car. So I went and did that, and then he told me to go give it to this single mom that didn't have a car, and she was believing for a car. And I gave that car to her, and she was so happy, and she cried, and she was like, oh my gosh, thank you. You don't know how much I've been praying for a car, and I didn't know how I was going to get a car. I didn't have the money or anything for it. I was sitting on I was stuck in my own messed up way of thinking, my own mindset of trying to figure out how I was going to get a new car instead of just believing God for it, that I was holding on to her blessing that God was trying to release to her, but he couldn't release it to her because he couldn't leave me without no car. He couldn't release it over to her until I could get outside of myself to believe him for what it was that he was trying to do in my life, so that he could allow me to work with him to be a blessing to somebody else. So sometimes in life, we get in our own way, and in getting in our own way of what God's trying to do in our lives, we also get in the way of him trying to be a blessing to somebody else. And so we have to learn to just, when God gives you a word, instead of trying to figure out how it's going to happen, just go ahead and receive that he wants to do something great for you and for your life, and just receive it and accept it, because you don't know how that blessing the overflow of that blessing may be a blessing to somebody else. And you don't know the people who are watching you either. I've had so many different people who have told me, because of the things that they've seen God do in my life and how God has shown up in my life, they continue to be encouraged and be uplifted, and they learn how to believe God for what they need in their life. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today. It was on my heart. Don't stop God from blessing you by trying to figure out how to do it on your own. And don't block somebody else's blessing because you don't want to believe God for yours. So I love you guys. Thank you for joining me today. Hey, Mike. I hope you guys have a great Saturday. I'm about to go hang out with my family and get some family time in. I hope you guys get some time in with your family. And I'll talk to you maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll jump back on tomorrow. I apparently have done 3 live videos in 3 days. So I'm on a roll, guys. I love you. Bye.